Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to 10 with Tim. I'm Tim H. Mills, your host, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you today this third unique Kentucky location. 2 broadcasts ago, we shared with you from the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park. We went to the Pinnacle Overlook and looked upon from that unique perspective in Kentucky, the states of both Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia, from that Cumberland Gap view, which is totally remarkably unbelievable and beautiful place where we could see the hawks flying below us because of the height of that area. And while that was beautiful and spectacular, that was the first location I wanted to introduce folks to in Kentucky. The second Kentucky location was that of Pine Mountain State Park and the Chained Rock. Pine Mountain State Park is the first state park in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It's in Pineville, Kentucky, in Bell County. And a great park, wonderful hiking trails, unique locations. And the story of the Chained Rock goes back to 1930s when the Kiwanis Club in Pineville and some men decided to chain a boulder that was considered to maybe one time fall down upon the city. And so the folklore was built and the chain was established, and thus we still have today the Chained Rock in Pineville. And I want to invite you to come and see that at Pine Mountain State Park. Well, that was our first 2 unique locations. This third unique location, I am doubly, triply excited to be at. Robert Frost, in his poem, 2 Roads, wrote that he doubted how he should ever come back. And knowing how those roads came together and how one wanted where. And today I found myself uniquely in Harlan County and in the city of Harlan in Harlan County, and knowing its proximity and closeness to this thing called Black Mountain, and knowing that on Black Mountain is the highest point in Kentucky. I have to tell you, I had to make the drive to come to stand at this place so that I could welcome you to Black Mountain and to the highest point in Kentucky here in Harlan County. With me is no one to applaud, no one to say yay, but I'm telling you, I'm saying yay because I'm standing here. It is a unique mountain to traverse and to come to this highest point. When you get to the highest point, of course, Kentucky borders with the state of the Commonwealth of Virginia. And now I stand at this highest point on the Kentucky side, so proud to be a Kentuckian and so proud to talk to you about what it took to get here and what this highest point means to Kentuckians. Well, as you can imagine, every state has a highest point, but ours is Black Mountain. And one of the unique things about driving up this road through the cities of Benham and Lynch that you travel through, which are coal camps and coal company, coal areas where years upon years there were company stores and thousands upon miners lived and raised their families there. You travel through that area to get up to this spot, this highest point in Kentucky in Black Mountain. Some of the unique things about it, if you can stop just for a moment and look down from the highway in which you're traveling, you can see just how steep the mountains in Appalachia are. And I am so proud to be a Kentuckian, and I am so proud to be someone who's had the chance to stop on the side of the road, actually, and look way down into the valley and realize how tall our mountains are and how beautiful they are when you're able to stop and look through the trees and see the ever arising horizon way out there in the distant land. It is a sight to see, a sight to behold. One of the unique things about driving here to this point, Black Mountain, today, has been the uniqueness that it has just rained earlier in the morning. And here this afternoon, I have been able to drive through the mist and the cloud. And, it's just not every day you can do that. You can do it sometimes when you are flying, of course, but not often do you get a chance to do that when you drive. And down in the low valley, Coming up on Black Mountain, it was clear, but getting to a certain spot, here we began to enter in the mist and the dew and the cloud. And then yet another distance further, we would drive out of that cloud. Wow. That's an experience that, I don't know, it just truly motivates me. It's an experience that I realize lots of people will never, ever have. And this is in essence, in my backyard where I grew up. And it's in my backyard here in Kentucky. And I wanted to share this unique spot and this unique location with you today because it is one of those 3 spots in Kentucky that I think highlight our region in the mountains, that tell our story. You know, coming up this mountain today, I traveled on a blacktop highway. But I think back to our pioneers who crossed over the Cumberland Gap, doing it on foot with mule and horse and cow and chopping away as they made a way and made a trail so that, number one, they could get back, and number 2, others could follow through. Today, the blacktop was fun and it was easy. But back in the 1750s, when Dr. Thomas Walker made a trail, it wasn't so easy. Today, I think about this spot here at this crossing of Black Mountain between the states of Kentucky and in the states of Virginia. And it's exciting to think about how many of those early pioneers never dreamed about what we're now experiencing in life today. Certainly we know the difference between life in the 1700s and life today, but how unique to think, what in the world were they thinking? We can study the early history and we know that they thought about Kentucky being a wild hunting land, a place where the buffalo roamed and there were deer and elk and it was plenteous and the ground was good and yeah, there were Indians here, and you think about all those things. And they never thought about the development of coal mines, and they never thought about the timber as a means of real source of economy and living wages that could be developed from it. Well, they were thinking about cutting down the trees to make a home for themselves, and they used the land and the resources of the land for themselves. And today, we do that same thing here in the mountains of Kentucky, using our same resources. Here I'm standing on the Kentucky side, and I'm looking over on the Virginia side of things, and I see an opportunity to look as far as I can see, as far as my eyes will see. I can see mountain range after mountain range after mountain range. But I'm also able to see what the work of coal mining is. Some folks will look upon a strip mine or look upon a deep mine and think that it's not pretty, or why would you destroy a mountain like that? But you know what? Coal is vital to the people who live here. And coal is vital to those who have made this land their home. First of all, we've got lots of coal, and it's in our mountains. And we've discovered ourselves to be good stewards of the land, good stewards of being able to reclaim the land. And today, as I look out upon this site and I look upon this strip mines and this operations, I'm thinking to myself, we've done well. We've done well with the use of our resources, and we have a beautiful land. And there is a work and a way for us to be both frugal and ambitious and industrious, and to also be environmentally responsible and environmentally protecting our environment, and environmentally smart, I guess would be the word I would say. Today, I'm standing uniquely at Kentucky's highest point on Black Mountain in Harlan County. It's exciting to be here. Unique to this location also is a massive tower built by the Federal Aviation Administration. Yes, the FAA has on Black Mountain a massive dome structure that's used for air traffic control. And, you know, just to be honest, in the mountains we don't see many things like that. But when you come to Black Mountain, to the highest point, you can see that tower and that massive building and that dome that houses all of that FAA equipment that helps keep our airwaves safe as folks travel in planes above. I'm Tim H. Mills. I'm standing at Black Mountain in Harlan County, Kentucky. I've shared with you our 3 unique locations in the 2 previous broadcasts. one about Pine Mountain State Park and the Chained Rock, the other about Cumberland Gap National Historical Park and the founding of the Gap and that unique location of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Motivation is simply this today. Where you live, I'm certain there are unique things as well. I want to encourage you to get out there, share the beauty of your land, tell the story of your people and where you're from. Let us all learn your heritage and the things that you find great pride in. I'm a proud Kentuckian. I'm standing at the highest point in Kentucky on Black Mountain in Harlan County. Follow me on Twitter at THMills. Send me an email at tim@timhmills.com. This is 10 with Tim. I'm having a great time highlighting the Commonwealth of Kentucky.